Hello, everyone. Just a little bit of an intro. I'm Jay, head of RDJ Reptiles. As you probably know, see my face. You've probably seen this gentleman here. This is Scott, who's head of our maintenance. He does all of our if there's anything needs changing, equipment,
electrics,
pat
vivs,
testing, vivs, repairs, grunt work, but also does collections,
cleaning
the van as well. And doing my dirty washing.
Yep.
We were just going to do. We've been sent some questions from an unnamed source because they're going to do an article anyway about us because we have won an award. But the question is actually quite good. So what I wanted to do was record a little video from my point of view and my answers, but also from Scott, who came into the company afterwards, after its inception. And it's quite nice to actually get somebody else's point of view rather than just myself waffling on. So some of the questions I will slightly change just to suit Scott, and go from there. And you never know, you might actually, throughout the video, you might actually be able to see a little sneak peek of a cameo from someone.
Yeah.
Would you say cameo?
Yeah, I think that's what it's called.
Would you? Cameo? Yeah.
Agreed.
Okay. Yeah.
Agreed.
Do you agree?
Cool.
Yeah. Cool. Excellent. Shh. Riddler. Shh. I'm doing a video. Sorry. He loves that. He's not egotistical at all. So the first question is what inspired me to start RDJ Reptiles. So what inspired me to start it was actually my struggle with mental health. So my oldest nephew came up with an idea of starting an Instagram page called RDJ Reptiles, which is Roella, Daisy, and Jamie, which is my wife, and my daughter, and my own name, and share our love for reptiles and how it impacts us. And we started doing that, and very quickly, my wife came up with the idea of doing it as a company, as a bit of an event thing. We were doing events to help a reptile charity, National Centre of Reptile Welfare in Hadlow. So we were doing that, but we sort of thought actually we could probably do it ourselves as well and help support them. So that's where it was inspired from, the whole seeing that there's lots of people out there who have got reptiles but they don't feel very confident with saying that they own them. So if we can be the face of Kent and sort of surrounding areas, then we can sort of say to them, it's okay, you own them. If you've got to ask questions, come and ask us. You know, we're here. We don't know all the answers, but what we do know, you know, we'll help you with advice. We've got enough of them. So for Scott, what made you want to join RDJ Reptiles?
My first answer to that is I didn't have a choice. When you move in with you lot, you have to sort of blend in. But no, I was going to anyway because it's snakes, it's reptiles, it's a fascination that I've always had in the background, but never been able to have the animals myself. So this gave me the ability to help raise the animals and to foster some of my own and to get some of my own like I now have, and just be a part of it all, really.
Do it in a supportive setting.
Yeah.
Okay. No, I like that. Number two, who are the reptile members of the RDJ family?
Are we going through the whole list?
We're not going through the whole list. There are a lot. We have multiples of different species. So we have 4 or 5 royal pythons, multiple corn snakes, multiple leopard geckos, toads, different snakes, sambos, bearded dragons, big snakes, big lizards. So that way when they do an event, they can then come back and rest up and have a bit of a
chill time, and decompress. Yeah, I think the only things we've got ones of are the sand boa, the beauty, and the king snake.
one iguana because we can't use Ziggy.
Oh
even
yeah,
though
one
lots
iguana.
of people know about him. But we do have a few just singles, which we will then rotate around, so it's something different each time. But there are lots. Other than reptile members, I'm not going to say La because that's not fair.
No, she's still part of it. But yeah, I think
She's not a reptile.
no.
Number 3. What kind of events do you cover and what can guests expect?
Everything.
Everything.
Wedding receptions.
Yeah, we got that this
Christmas
year.
parties for commercial companies. Kids' birthday parties, school summer fairs and fetes, and carnivals, festivals, everything. If there's a chance to show off the animals, we'll do it.
Yeah, if there's something, if there's an opportunity for us to
show off the animals and educate,
show off the animals in a positive light, and try and dispel some of that negative misinformation that people promote and put on social media. Bad juju, that's the one. Then we'll do that, because at the end of the day, we always know it's the people who shout the loudest, or nowadays get the most likes, comments, and
it supports the cause. Anything that supports the cause.
So we cover everything. We do schools, we do science lessons, we do lots of stuff. So any setting where education can be passed over, and it can be done in a safe way, depending on the age of the participants as well, because we're not going to bring a 16-foot Burmese python to
a 4-year-old's kids party.
4-year-olds, yeah. Then okay, if they want to, we're okay with doing that, we will do. But it's making sure that everybody is happy with both sides of the booking and everything.
It also doesn't have to be big events. We do the one-to-one SEN sessions. We do stuff like that.
SEN sessions. So I know Scott's done a few for children who do get very overstimulated and obviously struggle with really big environments and stuff like that. So we do also cater for that. So we do have certain animals. Some of you might know Freya and Voldemort and Jamie Dodger and Odin. Some of the animals or the reptiles we have are more suitable for a little bit of heavier handling. So we always accommodate those for those events. And again, obviously you give them the space in between. How do you ensure the safety of both the reptiles and the guests in attendance? I will give my answer to this, and then you can do your one. Okay, no, that's fair. I guess that's your answer. So for me, it's my reptile safety first. It is always going to be about welfare first. It's about them in the nicest way. It's not about you lot out there. If my reptiles aren't happy, if we go to get them out and they're not receptive, we don't force them. Or if we take them to an event, we had one at Elm Court recently that we did, and our dwarf boa constrictor decided to have a stress poo.
All over my foot.
I was going to say that, but yep. Anybody who owns reptiles, there is the difference between the two. Had a stress poo, so we popped him in his box because I didn't want to stress him out anymore. We had a Burmese python, Big Dan. One of my colleagues, one of the volunteers, said that they saw a scale mite on him, so straight away he was in his quarantine box. He's been quarantined again until we were perfectly clear that it was all okay. And I upset about 30 odd people.
And the rest.
And the rest. Who were waiting to see and hold Big Dan, and I just politely told them it's the reptiles' welfare first. So in regards to handling, it's always one-to-one. We always pay attention to the person who's holding the reptile, unless it's anything over a boa constrictor. Anything size-wise over a boa constrictor. Snake-wise, then it is a 2-person.
Yeah.
So you have the one who's handling it and then somebody on standby just in case. If it's a big lizard like a tiger or an iguana or something like that, it is only adults to hold it, not children, because they've got like hooky velociraptor claws, and we've all got enough scars and marks for it. So there are certain animals that we restrict the interactions on. Next one, can you tell us about your reptile advice and education for aspiring owners?
Research as much as possible.
Research
as much as possible.
Research, ask, read, listen. There's so much information out there.
Podcasts, everything.
There's so many. If you go to our website, there's people that we recommend. Paul's Monitors, Riddlers, Reptilian Mentality, Responsible Reptile Keeping, and National Centre of Reptile Welfare. There's so many people out there that are giving the right factual information out there, and it is invaluable, but you also have to think for yourself. So there are people that say bearded dragons should not be on sand substrate because it causes impaction. I know this is going to ruffle some feathers, but where they come from in Australia, they don't live on paper towels or lino flooring.
Nice fluffy bedding.
Or a nice fluffy bedding. They live in sand. Australia is sand and dirt and rocks and stuff. So that's what they need for lots of different reasons, for their claws, for, you know, loads of different bits and pieces. If a reptile's had impaction, it's not necessarily because of the substrate. There's something else that's going on. So yes, do your research, but you know, we've done it with a Florida king snake, haven't we? You do your research and go, right, okay, this is the substrates and the habitats that they're in. What can we do to best simulate that as a whole? And you do what you can do for that animal. As long as you're giving them the basic welfare needs, you can't go wrong. But don't ever think that what you're doing is right. And what I mean by that is, the reptile hobby is always evolving because it's based on science, but it's based on the people that own the reptiles, not professionals, but people at home. The pet owners, we're the ones that drive the business and drive the evolution forward. So without us, it's going to fall down and then reptiles are then going to suffer. So it is very much about building that community and that group around you. So yeah, I would say advice. And thinking,
don't be afraid to ask.
Yeah, don't be afraid to ask. You know,
there is no stupid questions when it comes to handling and owning and housing reptiles. Just ask the question. Yeah.
Other than, does my bearded dragon like a fluffy teddy bear in his viv?
No,
they'll probably get a.
Is my snake supposed to bite itself? No, it's not meant to happen.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah, they do. They're dumb.
They do.
A lot of them do.
Some of them do. I'm not going to shed light on a California king snake, but that's another point. How can you also help people overcome herpetophobia? So just quickly, herpetophobia is the fear of reptiles, not just snakes as a whole. I would love to say that we help people overcome the fear. There have been people that overcome the fear, and we've helped them with that, but it's more about getting people to understand that snakes and reptiles, lizards, toads, frogs, whatever you want to call them, have a place in the bigger circle. They're there for a reason, but also as we expand as a population, we move into their area. So because we're moving into theirs, they're then moving into ours, because that used to be theirs. So it's just knowing that they're there, they're always going to be there. We just need to appreciate them and understand them and respect them, and not fear what we don't know. It's probably the best bit.
I think if we have the people that we have helped overcome that, it's been small steps. It's been talking to them. It's been explaining that snakes aren't that bad. It's just, a lot of the time it's the media that portrays them like that.
The anaconda film.
Yeah, the anaconda film, and the snake that got into my bed and sized me up. It wanted to be warm.
Yeah, I love that one.
The snake that broke into the gentleman's conservatory.
Scared. It'd been in a box for its entire life.
Media portrays it as bad, and then people associate reptiles. They're bad. They're going to bite me. They're going to eat me. They're going to try and kill me. They're not.
They're going to pull a knife out and... Yeah, I know.
They're not. It's not a bearded dragon from South London.
No, it's not. But it is. Fear is educating people correctly and making them aware of the positives. Yes, there are negatives. I show quite a few negatives all over me, like Scott does, where we've been scratched and bit and stuff. But it comes with the territory, because you win some, you lose some. You can teach reptiles. We've got an iguana downstairs that knows as soon as he hears the patio door open, he can go outside and he'll...
I'm into the out now.
He'll walk through the house into the out, and he'll sit on the picnic bench and sun himself. And then when he's done,
by the back door,
or the slab by the back door, sun himself. And then when he's ready, he comes back in again. And you go, okay, if they're doing that, how much do they not know? So yeah, helping people overcome herpetophobia is...
I think a lot of times, once you've spoken to people and explained that they're not that bad, it sort of goes away, and then they want to do the whole one finger touch, and once they've done the one finger touch, they start with the stroking, and...
Oh, it doesn't feel like I thought it was.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, we get that one quite
Orange pill.
Yeah, it does, actually. Okay, the last one. Is there anything else you'd like to add? Obviously, the video is going to go out at some point, because I don't have any patience at all. What I would add is, if you are anywhere based on reptiles, like them but don't own them, interacted with them in the wild and they've changed your life or something like that, or are completely scared of them but you respect them, there is something called responsible reptile keeping. Now, the reason I bring that up is they are a international company that we have got very close ties with. We know them personally, and they are good people. And they are doing the worldwide reptile survey, so they can get data, because at the end of the day, when you go to people, if it's not written down and it's not data, they don't care, and they go, oh, it's just made up, it's lying, I read it on Facebook. No, we need data, because data is king. So Responsible Reptile Keeping have launched the Worldwide Reptile Survey that launched in January. I know we've been plugging it, as well as quite a few others, but I think it ends at the end of March. But they have also had rumours of, in the EU, they're doing a positive list. So my question is actually to you. If I was to say to you there's a positive list, what would that mean to you? If I gave you no backing, you knew nothing about it.
It's the good ones.
It's the good ones.
The good stuff.
The positive list, because it's positive.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, I know I asked Daisy the question, but if you were given a list of animals...
Can I just stop you? You realise I'm not as intelligent as Daisy, right? I just wanted to clarify that one. Go on.
Okay. If you were given a list of animals...
Yeah.
And the ones that aren't on the list you can't keep and are illegal, and you get into trouble for...
That doesn't make sense.
No.
Give me a list of the ones that I can't keep, and the ones that aren't on the list, I'm all good with.
But that's a blacklist. That's the same, but it's in reverse.
Yeah, exactly.
So...
Putting out the positive list, people are going to assume, because of mentalities and the way people see things and read things and portray things, that's the bad list.
But it's not, because you've got people that...
But how many people are going to understand that?
So the only way to get round that is by educating them.
Yes.
It's going to sound really corny, but that's where you come in. It's 100% not rehearsed.
Yeah, that
really was bad. But this is where you guys come in, because there's a petition by Responsible Reptile Keeping to stop the likes of positive lists. Now, it is coming into force in Norway or Sweden. I can't remember which one. Apologies, you did send me a message. And they have done a positive list, and it was positively awful. And since then, over the last couple of years, it's only a bumblebee, a hormonal bumblebee. Since they brought in the positive list, they've now, several years down the line, they're now looking at a full ban. So imagine in the future, okay, Daisy's 8 and Harley's 5. Imagine their kids, if that ever happens, only being able to see reptiles in a book.
Yeah, that's...
Or Google searching, what does a reptile look like?
That's no sort of life, personally.
The only way they'd be able to see it is if they jump on a plane and go to the country and then interact with the wild ones that are out in the wild.
Yeah. Which increases more chance of danger.
Yeah.
Smart.
Yeah,
Love that.
Weird, isn't it?
Great plan.
So, yeah, I would say look at what a positive list is. Look at the Responsible Reptile Keeping. Look at what they do. They've got videos, they do magazines, reels, stories, everything else other than sitting in the middle of Tesco's, stopping you from doing your shopping, which I know they won't do because they're too busy. But that I would just say that no matter what type of animals you look after, as we've seen with exile bullies, there is always going to be somebody who wants to ban something because of a small minority of idiots. Can we say idiots?
Yeah, I think you can.
Numpties.
Still... Yeah.
Yeah.
Numpties is the word.
Idiots or numpties. You can edit out the bit you don't like. Who give a bad name to the hobby and the reptile keeping. I think that's it. I think we're going to end it on a positive.
Yeah. Put that on the positive list.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, we'll put that on a positive list. I like that. So yeah, they're just a few questions that we've been shot through by an awards company. So I thought it would be a good opportunity for you guys to actually see me answer them, but also Scott as well, because there are more people behind RDJ other than just
the R, the D, and the J.
The R, the D, and the J. We've got all of our volunteers, all of our family that help support us, and all of you guys that are out there that click, like, comment, blah, 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 all that social algorithm stuff that I don't understand now because I'm too old.
You think you understand? You don't understand it? I don't understand it.
Yeah, I know. Passwords 1, 2, 3.
Exclamation mark at the end.
Oh, you've changed it. Okay, that's fair. But yeah, anyway, so I would say it's a short video. It's really not, but I do hope it's kind of informative, and you guys can at least take something from it. So on that note, it's nearly school kicking out time. So,
and remember, like, click, and subscribe. Is it not one of those videos?